If I lean in the middle towards you,
Yeah.
I think we might be onto something here, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like, I think the best podcasts always started by accident. Are you sure you can drive?
Shut up.
Do you have a driving licence?
Yes, I do.
Have you passed your test?
God.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes, guys, we'll do my intro again, why not? I posted a story on Instagram 17 hours ago, it says now, but it only went live a couple of hours ago because I've got a funny feeling, for some weird reason, Instagram likes to censor certain posts. It's happened to me before where I've got something called a shadow ban, where I talk about, like, I don't know, something to do with COVID or just something that, like, isn't the populace opinion, and then I get just shut down by it. And I posted a story this morning, I'm going to read it out to you now. I said this with like a video of a squirrel jumping around a field in Hyde Park, which is lovely. Seeing family and friends has been amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's everything else that you are forced to deal with here. Extortionate prices, incompetent staff in all sectors, people's sheer inability to think for themselves, systems controlled by more systems with humans having no clue what the systems are. So you have to pay more and more to get anything solved.
Yeah.
I won't be coming back to England for a very long time. I can't be a part of a system that is built for head nodding and getting in line. We'll share more for those who want, let me know. And I don't think I've ever had so many replies to a story that wasn't a football related story. And even then, I'd actually still think this might be the most replied to story I've ever had.
Yeah.
So, G.
Yeah.
There's multiple parts to this, so this will be like this will be part one
Yeah.
for this channel where we can go into so much detail.
There's so much to say.
And there's so many years for
Yeah.
both of us of time
Yeah.
that has been spent away from England. So a lot of people, I think, and this is how I started to think that the UK wasn't for me. I started to go on more holidays when I started to make more travel videos, and in the process of spending more time away from the UK, you can then get a feeling for what life can be like somewhere that isn't where you grew up.
Yeah.
So then you get the taste for it, and then things start to become clearer when you can compare different lifestyles in different places.
Yeah.
What's your experience been?
So if we're
with
kind
this?
Bali right now feels neutral, which I think is the major like contrast basically, is everyone that we see, friends, family, everyone living here, this is very much their neutral and their normal. Whereas now for us, Bali is neutral and normal. So coming back here, the change is quite drastic between like what we know as like Bali being normal or just what is it even? What do you call it? Like a controlling systems. There aren't any really
Bali?
Yeah, in Bali the systems aren't as like this, let's say.
When you say the systems, like describe the kind of systems that you're relating to, because I know what you mean, but
Yeah.
other people might not know what kind of systems you're relating to.
Well, you can't do it. Like, for example, yesterday, all we wanted to do was rent a car to get from London to home, which is where we are, my home, where we are now. In Bali, you go to a guy who's got a car, not using the car, you'd pay to use the car for however many days you want to use the car for. You've got your license, you're insured, like you drive it away and you pay him for the amount of days that you can use the car. Here, oh my God, we couldn't even rent a car. So I'm insured on mum's car, so we're driving mum's car at the moment. But maybe G talk you through.
The people that you have to deal with, I understand, and this is the thing, I fully empathise with having to be working a job where someone else is telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel qualified, without any qualifications, to tell you guys to get out of being a cog in a system
Honestly.
where someone tells you every single thing that you need to do. Because with the systems that have been put in place now, like what I said in this Instagram story, the ability to be a human dealing with another human and compromising on systems that have been designed to fail, to get people like us to pay more money to get around the reasons it doesn't work, is a joke.
Yeah.
And nobody, and this is not just in England, in Bali it's the same too, there is a set of rules and there's a set of things, legislations or instructions that need to be hit in order for something transactional to go through. If you want something, you've got to jump through this hoop and that hoop to get it. Is the more time I spend in a Western country, the harder I feel it is to get even the simplest of things done without having to give more money to someone else.
I think the main point is the fact that the people working within the systems don't understand the bigger picture of the system themselves. They're just doing what they're told to do to make sure that the system runs, but they don't understand the whole thing. It's like doing a calculator exam, and you can use the calculator, but you don't actually know the maths equation behind what you actually did to get there. You just know that you're a cog in the works. So when you actually ask a simple, logical question, you actually can't give an answer because you're having to be like, oh, computer says no. You don't know what the real human answer is because you've got a list of things that you can and can't say or need to say according to the system, but no one thinks for themselves.
Yeah.
So I think the main point here is not to not go against the system or to not be part of a system, but to just question the system and question whether you're doing it just to be complacent and to go along with it, or whether it's like the right thing to do, because a lot of the things aren't necessarily the right logical human thing to do.
Some people will turn around and say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you just want to go against the grain.
It's not always.
It's actually so far away from that. It's beyond that. I'm like, what I would love to be able to inspire people to do is come up with their own conspiracy theories based on the theory of rational logic, of thinking about what that theory could be by yourself.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to, and again, this could be a whole episode in itself, but I'm just going to tell you now, I'm not vaccinated. I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody not to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
If the next COVID comes along, I won't go around saying to any human being, other than anyone who asks for my opinion, don't get that vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm not vaccinated because I don't want it.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that have no idea what it was, still have no idea what it was.
Yeah.
The amount of, and again, I don't want this to become about not vaxxed or vaxxed, but this is another just prime example. Now, general studies have been conducted which show that we didn't know what was put in our bodies. Yeah. The reason that we all did it was because we were told to do it. Yeah. The reason I didn't do it is because I've made a decision in my life to, before I make any decision or before I take any advice on board, either consult multiple people, but more above anything else, consult myself. Yeah. Should we take that person's space right there?
I thought you mean take that baby. There's one here.
We can't post this anymore. We're not stealing children.
Editing.
It's not part of any. No, we're keeping it in. 100% going in. All right, nice. We're parking, guys.
Yeah, no, the point is to not telling you what to do and to not do things, but to just think for yourself. And getting told, doing something because you're told to do it is not the right reason or not the only reason why you should do it.
Yes.
People like you and me question, okay, but then how can you put such a strong thing on something that hasn't been tested and no one knows something about? So there's something up with that, surely. Yeah. Which just is alarm bells and red flags, which is why I also didn't.
But that's just one example, isn't it?
That's one example.
This is again, I can understand fully why some people wanted it. Yeah. Why some people got it, and I'm sure it had a lot of benefits that I can fully accept. Yeah. And again, that's another problem I think I have with people that I interact with in the UK and Western countries, or that spend more time in a Western world than, let's say, where we are staying at the moment in Bali. Yeah. You have a thought that you haven't actually thought about yourself, or you have a belief, and then anything that is outside of the box of that slightly, to the left, to the right, behind it, or in front of it, is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the issue I've had, and now that's even why I wanted to do this video. I'm like, it's so frustrating having to deal with people with these blinkers on. Yeah. That's it's your phrase, but I like that. The blinkers, no, got to be a significant raise of openness amongst people. Yeah, basically be able to back yourself and back what you say, not based on what someone else has told you to say. You should be able to say
something and believe something and do something with conviction because you like actively believe that that's the right thing to do, or that is the right thing, or you morally like align with it or agree with it, or that aligns with you, not because you were told to do it or because a system or something put it in place for you. Yes, that can mean like by doing it, it gets you to the next place, which is where you want to go, which aligns with what you want to do. But come back to like your own, if it feels right and wrong, and like if it doesn't feel right, like there's got to be something. Like the more that we just keep going with the flow and head nodding and everything, the less we're going to know about what's actually happening in the world, and the more control, the divide of control is just going to become larger, because those who actually know what's going on is going to become like 2%, 1% of the world, and everyone else is literally just sheep at that point.
Yeah. I think again, we could there's so many elements of this kind of topic and discussion that can go so deep on so many levels. It can be medical, it can be political, it can be financial, economical. I personally, if we're going to do videos like this more...
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm just hot, so I'm putting...
That's going to be very loud on the old camera.
Yeah.
What I would like to get out of this, if we're going to do more of these on our channel...
Yeah.
Me and you, as human beings, are very free.
Yeah.
And this isn't like free spirit, floating around, taking mushrooms No. The mind... In places like England, which I've just witnessed for the last 2 weeks, the goal of everyone else who is richer than you, has more power than you, can control you by shrinking your mind and its ability to think for yourself.
Yeah.
Freedom is the expansion of your mind to decide for yourself, to take a leap of faith, and as a result of that, you become more free. And I think that is, from the responses I got on my story, that is the overarching thing more so than anything else, is that people feel a bit trapped. Mm-hmm. And I'm literally saying, nothing crazy, nothing conspiracy. I can actually say this because I don't stay here. I don't live here. I've not been here for 4.5 years. So I can see the clear difference between when I left and when I'm here now. Yeah. Not just for myself, from experience, because I actually feel qualified enough to say it now. Yeah. But mainly social and interpersonal conversations, not even relationships. Like, I'd say my friends are switched on. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of the people that I've associated with over the years, funnily enough, agree with most of the things I'm saying. Yeah, but the people you got to deal with every day you don't know. Yeah. You're dealing with like robots. Yeah, but there's one thing also about like knowing about it, agreeing with it, but still going along with it. That's the topic too. Yeah. There's so many different avenues. This could literally be like a 10-year discussion. But what I personally would love from you guys, if the parts of this conversation trigger you in any way, please let us know the negatives. Yeah. If anything you hear, you think, oh, you could have gone down that a lot longer, probably we can. Yeah. Then pinpoint that in the comments. Yeah. Let us know specifically. Yeah. I think we just opened a can of worms here. I think so. And I think there's more worms than what the can size is. Yeah. But that's all right. Let's make the can a bit bigger. Let's broaden the conversation, broaden the horizon slightly. Because this is our topic, really. Like, both of us, what you're saying about freedom and the perspective that we have from living in another country to here. Like, we both actively chose not to live in a country with systems like this in place. Rules and regulations and systems. We've actively chosen that life because we both feel strongly about our freedom. Yeah. So this is something that we're both very like clued up on through traveling. Yeah. Because when you travel and experience other cultures and societies, you get a wider range of data for your brain. Yeah. To understand how things work in first world countries, third world countries, where you go and you're, let's say, poor in the context of how much money people earn, or rich in the context of how much people earn. Yeah. And being in like all different cauldrons of that perspective and different like it's perspective sides. That's the key word. Is that if you're just living here or just living in wherever in the world, you just have the perspective of what you know around you, and that's actually kind of the danger. So if there's anything to take away, it's to travel, it's to get out there, to see other ways that other people that there are to live, and other ways that other people do things, and question what you do on a daily basis, and whether there's other ways that you could do things that are maybe more right or feel better for you. I'd say the other argument I hear a lot is, oh, it's all right for you, you've made money. Yeah, because I did it all myself.
That's facts.
Like,
yeah.
straight up. Didn't get handed anything.
Yeah.
Didn't get handed anything. I've had to come up with, mostly YouTube,
Yeah.
all of my different channels, all of the different sections and different, like, no.
Yeah.
There's, in the modern world,
Yeah.
this is the positive of having all these systems.
Yeah.
There's almost no excuse anymore.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Yeah.
Because you can do so many different
Yeah.
things with the internet,
Yeah.
with content, with creative stuff, with,
Yeah.
like, we could go on all day about
Yeah.
this. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah. It comes down to.
I want people
yeah.
to want more, because I'd love to talk about this.
Yeah, but it comes down to choice. The choice is yours. You just got to know what you want.
I feel like
and
we just did like
choose
an
it.
ad for like a car sale. The choice is yours. The
Yeah.
price is right. Like TV
Yeah,
show.
know what you want and make the choices that are right for you, really.
Yeah.
Like, you can live in another country if you want to live in another country. You can make it work.
Yeah, and you
You
get
just
to meet
have to
wonderful
choose
people
it.
like Georgie and me. We're cringe. All right, I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
cringe. Bye.
Yeah.